State the binomial probability distribution function. And what calculator command can we use? So we can use number 5, and if you wanted to do it by hand, we will not be doing these by hand, we'll just do it on calculator. This is the formula to do it by hand. Here we have the combination that I taught you earlier in this lesson. So if you did want to do it by hand, you could. I'm just going to focus on the calculator. So before we get into that, let's get into some math symbols. I'd like you to read these phrases and probably put the corresponding math symbol in there. Pause the video and try that. Okay, so the first one should be greater than or equal to. Next one should be greater than, less than or equal to, and then equal. So these will be some keywords you can look to determine which symbol you're going to use. According to the CTIA, 55% of all U.S. households are wireless-only households, no landline. What is the probability of obtaining exactly 10 wireless-only households based on a random sample of 15 households? So the keyword here is exactly. You can match it up here. So that means equals 10. Pull up our calculator sheet. We go to number 5. So now be careful. You're going to have to look at which one you're looking at. So it looks like we're looking at this number 1 here. So we're going to go to second VARS, binomial PDF. We're going to enter your trials. So how many times are we performing this sample? 15. So n is equal to 15. X is equal to 10. And what's the probability? So they give us a probability 55% are wireless only, and we want to know the probability of wireless only households. So these match up, so you can use this percent. Again, if it would have said not wireless, then your success would have been the complement of this. So 0.45 would have been your probability of success if the word not was here. So let's go back to our calculator sheet. So trials 15, then our probability 0.55, and then our x value, which was equal to 10. So we should get 0.1404 is our probability. So what that means, in 100 trials of this experiment, if we surveyed 15 households 100 different times, we would expect about 14 trials to result in 10 households that are wireless only. All right, let's move on to B. What is the probability of obtaining fewer than 3 wireless only households? What does fewer than mean? That means less than. Pull up our calculator sheet. We're going to use binomial CDF this time. Notice there's a little bit of a difference. This is less than or equal to. For binomial, that does not mean the same thing. Less than 3 is not the same as less than or equal to 3 for when you use the calculator sheet. So what you're going to have to do is create this into less than or equal to. but what is this number? So if you recall, your x, your random variable could be all the way up to 15, right? We have 15 trials. Now, it has to be less than 3. Can it equal 3? It cannot, not in this case. So it includes all of these numbers. So if you wanted to write it as less than or equal to something, you pick your highest number here. So these are equivalent, meaning they mean the same thing. You need to write it like this in order to use your calculator sheet though. So our n, again, is going to be 15. Our probability is going to be 0.55. Then if you look at your calculator sheet, we're just going to use what is in this blank. So the A, I should have put an A here. The A should be right here. Pull up our calculator sheet, or calculator, second VARS, binomial CDF, 15 trials, probability of 0.55, and then what was our A that associated with the equal to sign? It was 2, not 3, it was the 2. Oops, I forgot to put an extra. I forgot 2 5s here, so typo. So 15. So we should get 0.0011. Again, we use 2 because on your calculator sheet, it's using the number behind the less than or equal to symbol. All right, C, what is the probability of obtaining at least 3? What's at least mean? At least means greater than or equal to. Okay, we have our equal to sign, so hopefully this is a little easier. We're going to use step 2. Careful now, you do 1 minus. So let's do 1 minus binomial CDF. Again, 15 for our trials. Probability is 0.55. And now, what was our A in this case? 3. Here, you're going to take 3 minus 1, which is 2. You should get 0.9. Oh, I did it again. I forgot the point. My key sticks, I think. Put 2 5s there for probability. 0.9989. Okay, and then D was the probability of obtaining between a 5 and a 7. So we have x is greater than or equal to 5 or less than or equal to 7. Pull up our calculator sheet. So what we're going to do is type binomial CDF, 15 trials, 55%. Now whatever your B was. So in this case, A was 5, B was 7. And then do minus binomial CDF, 15.55. Again, A was 5. We're going to take that minus 1. So we're going to put 4 here. We should get 0.3210.